we're going to start our week with an opportunity, an invitation to really center and align with our heart. We're going to use our breath to do that. So get yourself into a comfortable position, a sitting position. You can always sit on a chair. Don't need to be cross-legged on the floor. Whatever position you're taking, just let every point of contact that you've got with the floor be a conscious connection with the floor. Just press down a little bit. Feel the weight of your body. Do we have half an hour? There's no rush. We have all the time in the world to really start our week right. You might find your tongue just presses up into the roof of your mouth. That starts to happen quite naturally. And none of us really know what this week holds, do we? That's the thing. It'll have its own little box of surprises. But whatever life throws at us, can we stay open-hearted? Can we stay in integrity with the internal landscape of being able to survive whatever gets thrown at us? We don't have to hold on tight to the things we like. We don't have to repel or reject the things we don't like. We don't have to numb out so that we don't experience any of it. We actually are able to come into our hearts, stay with our breath, and come back to this place where we allow whatever is to flow. So let your breath do what your breath would do. Let's not try and shape it yet. More respectful for what your body wants to do without us setting an agenda. And then coming into our bodies with some circles, so right ear to right shoulder. Slowly dropping chin down to chest. Left ear to left shoulder. And then coming up and over. Switching directions. And these head circles, they might actually have different shape for you. They don't have to be the same as mine. You are allowed to trust the impulse of your body to move the way that suits you. And then circling shoulders. If you've got space, you might want to circle elbows. Let's go slowly though, there's no rush. You might take full arm extensions if that feels good. The diaphragm certainly loves it when you have your arms up overhead. And then dropping hands to knees and circling the heart. Slow and steady. Moving from the heart space. These beautiful spirals, just the same as the way that the earth turns, the moon turns. Everything's moving around the sun. Giving us these beautiful seasons, changing direction. And coming to center. So there is a yogic text that has been translated really beautifully. It's called the Radiant Sutras. Of course, that's not its Sanskrit name, but the translation by Lauren Roche is the Radiant Sutras. And this is a book that you can have by your bedside and pick up any time and just read one page. It doesn't need to be something that you read all in one sitting. But the way that it's translated for me holds so much beauty. So I'm going to read just one sutra. So as I prepare to read it, you just drop into your breath, let it become deeper. The roar of joy that sets the worlds in motion is reverberating in your body and the space between all bodies. Beloved, listen. The roar of joy that sets the worlds in motion is reverberating in your body and the space between all bodies. Beloved, listen. To notice yourself where you are in your room without opening your eyes, just sense and feel where you are in relation to the walls, in relation to the furniture. Sense, feel and imagine the space between you and the other things that appear to be solid, although we know they're not. Notice the space above you, from the crown of your head upwards. Perhaps there's a ceiling. Notice the space beneath you. We're not actually touching the floor. It's just the space inside of us dissolving into the space inside of the floor that gives us the sensation of touching the floor. And then noticing your breath. There's an inhale and there's an exhale, and there is a space between those two. The space at the end of the inhale where the lungs are full. Nothing needs to happen. All is supplied. And a space at the end of the exhale where the lungs are empty. Resting there. In this space, perhaps you can hear the whisper of your heart. Perhaps you can trust whatever it is that rises, that comes up here, without force. We don't need to poke or nudge. You just allow it to come up if it's ready to, and if it doesn't, it's fine. We're just holding space for that. Drawing your next inhale right down into the center of your heart. And letting the next exhale emerge from the center of your heart outwards. Letting the heart be breathed by the breath itself. So more from the Radiance Sutras. Adorable one. Sit or lie down, completely immobile. Behold the cloudless sky, or if there are clouds, the sky beyond. As vastness envelops you, the body vanishes. Thoughts forget to come. In this moment, you are the nature of the great sky. Enter the space inside your heart. See it as already infinite, extending forever in all directions. This spaciousness that you are is permeated by luminosity. Know this radiance as the soul of the world. So perhaps an intention, I am, a positive statement in the present moment, or perhaps not. Either way is good. And as the heart is invited to expand, notice the warmth and the openness that comes with that, perhaps stoked by a sensation of thankfulness. A little roll call of things that you're grateful for in this moment. We're going to start to travel into the pyramid breath or the triangle breath. And for this, there is an inhale, which is the incline of the pyramid. An exhale that is the downward journey of the pyramid. And then a hold with the lungs empty, which is the baseline of the pyramid. And perhaps your pyramid is quite short and stout, in which case the inhale might be the count of 4, the exhale might be the count of 4, and then this baseline might be the count of 8. If you do that and it doesn't feel comfortable, then just do equal measure, 4, 4, 4. You don't have to do the double length. There are days when the double length feels great and days when it doesn't. We're definitely sticking to the territory of the things that feel great. So I'll count the first 3 rounds, and I'll do that with double length. And then I'll leave you to do your own count. And I'll tell you when to close. Of course, you can play with those ratios as well. You can do 6, 6 and 12, if that feels more comfortable. I start at 4 because usually that is the most accessible ratio to begin with. Gentle smile, remembering none of this is that important. It's supposed to be fun, it's supposed to be nourishing. Let's all begin with an exhale. Inhaling the incline of the pyramid. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhaling the downward journey. 2, 3, 4. Hold as you move across the base. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Carry on your own practice. And you can start to let the imagery dissolve and just let the rhythm of the breath continue. Maybe even leaving the count to dissolve and just feeling into a shape that's a little bit like the pyramid breath. Where does that take you? And then letting go of all the shapes and just let the breath do what it wants to do. Noticing for yourself where the ease is, where the comfort zone is. You have 4 stages of breath. You have the inhale, the hold with the lungs full, the exhale, the hold with the lungs empty. Where does your breath want you to go? Present moment awareness as you watch your breath. With a whole lot of love as you revere your breath and allow it to take its path. The roar of joy that sets the worlds in motion is reverberating in your body and the space between all bodies. Beloved, listen. And bringing the quality of the space into our weeks, into our thoughts, our actions, the day ahead. Bringing that heart intention if one arrived, and allowing that to infuse the space between the breaths, between the cells, between you and all things. A gentle smile, remembering none of it is too serious. Hands together, forehead to fingertips. Namaste.